Hey everyone, this is Josh from before. I'm here with something a little bit different today. As some of you may or may not know, a while back it leaked that McFarlane was going to extend their multiverse line into a 6-inch range as well as the 7-inch. And two things. One, that was leaked by the voice of reason, and his leaks are always right. And then two, we've seen Todd say that he's willing, or he's got a desire to expand some of these licenses into different scales. So My Hero Academia has 7-inch and will soon also have 5-inch. He's adding, a 10-inch mega fig scale to the multiverse line, and according to these leaks, the first thing we're going to be seeing from this 6-inch version of the multiverse is Adam West 66 Batman with a Batmobile and Batcave playset in scale with those 6-inch figures, which is a lot, to take in. And it's so, it got me thinking, like, well, what are those going to look like? Just, as you can see here, and I got this Batman, he's on the tall side, he's like 7.5, and this Star-Lord, he's a 6. So I'm just wondering, what's the missing link there? What's it gonna look like when they try to translate this into this kind of scale? Because we know he's not always trying to necessarily match, exactly what the competitors are doing. So it occurred to me, well, actually, we might already have seen a little glimpse of what the 6-inch might look like in this line, and I'm talking about these Robins that they've done, which is the Damian Wayne, the Robin Crow, the Robin King. They're all kind of use this template, and it makes me wonder, for better or worse, is some of the DNA of these smaller multiverse characters going to make it into that 6-inch version of the multiverse line? And if that is the case, there's definitely some pros and cons. If you've seen these Robins before, they've only got a single elbow, which is okay. It's not terrible. Hopefully they will go for full double elbows, but they've definitely spent some time trying to engineer their own thing for the elbows on these smaller guys, and I don't know if it's 100% successful, but a lot of times with McFarlane, if you see them do something that seems kind of weird, what ends up happening is down the road you see them implement a new thing, and it's like, oh, that was kind of experimentation, discovery with a new technique. So I wonder if that's going to make it. Obviously, most of the characters will probably skew a little. They won't be so like svelte, like skinny. These Robins are very skinny, but then on the other hand, they do tend toward lean body shapes. And Adam West, Burt Ward, they're not exactly like they're not big bruisers, So maybe it is a little skinnier than a Legend or a Black Series. I don't know. The biggest point of concern for me would be that these Robins have all had this single knee, which in my opinion is far more prohibitive than the single elbow. It does have it also has this swivel on the knee, which is nice. It's well engineered, but it's really lacking in the range. You know what I mean? I can't get him any further than that. This guy, when I pose him, I've come up with something where he's kind of doing a side jump, because that was the most I could sort of work with. It's definitely not ideal. So, it's hard to say. It's impossible to know exactly what's going to make it into that scale as far as what kind of the template is going to be. I do suspect they're going to hang with the crotch piece that they've been using, the briefs, and I like those. I definitely prefer that over Legends and other popular 6-inch lines. I can't get this Robin to stand up again. But that brings me to my next kind of question, which is what do we expect from that Batmobile? And if you know the 66 Batmobile, it looks like this. It's a big long boat, you know, with the double bubble cockpit sort of thing there. So, you know, I'm thinking how's that gonna work exactly? And my closest approximation, or at least that I have like a visual aid for, is this right here, which is the foot cruiser from the old OG Turtle line. You know, it kind of has that shape. And let me just see here. As you can see, still kind of on the small side for a 6-inch figure, you know what I mean? Especially with that cape. So probably something a little bit bigger than this would be my guess, because you see those guys just don't quite fit in there. This applies especially for the 66 Batmobile. I could see them doing a version of the like the Michael Keaton Batmobile, where they kind of fudge the actual dimensions, you know, like they could make it just a single like cockpit, kind of like this Spin Masters one, where it just basically has the room for the one guy and you wouldn't really see it because the guy's inside. Well, that 66 one is wide open cockpit, and it, you know, I mean, you can't fake this 2-seat. You know, you got to fit Burt Ward and Adam West in there. So it's probably going to be a little bit bigger than this. That's my expectation. You really don't see a lot of 6-inch vehicles and accessories because they are so big. A lot of lines tend to go like 4-inch, you know, like the classic Star Wars. And then my final sort of speculation is sort of like, what are they going to do about capes? And, you know, Adam West and Burt Ward kind of have shorter capes, but it's still a matter of like, we got to be able to sit them down. So my, oh, hang on, let me grab somebody. So my guess on that is that for those capes, they're going to go with something close to like how they did this Infected Superman. It's very thin, and can be pushed around very easily. But I suspect that it's that they're going to have less, especially for these guys that need to fit in a Batmobile. They're going to have less sort of dynamic, sort of quote unquote posing in the cape. I think they'll be more like you've seen on those upcoming Justice League Snyder Cut figures. They're just hang straight down. But I do think it's going to be this thinner material as opposed to like the thicker kind of stuff that you've seen. You know, you can see that's a really thick cape, like on this Bizarro. They've been kind of ping-ponging back and forth between very thin capes that, you know, have a lot of play with the thicker ones that are kind of more posed and stuff. So anyway, just speculation, and you know, it's stuff I'm very curious to see and very eager to see. I love the 7-inch scale of the Multiverse line, but you know, with the possibility of I'm just throwing guys around, with the possibility of like having vehicles and play sets and stuff for a 6-inch line, which is really uncommon. It's pretty exciting, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what they're trying to do. I just hope they take the best of what they've done with like these 6-inch guys and fix some of the worst elements. But only time will tell. Todd works in mysterious ways. We'll find out soon enough. Probably we'll see him, my guess is Comic-Con at home, because they just announced that the next DC fandom isn't till October, and I think they're going to be on shelves before that. I think it's going to be fall or winter. when those are going to drop, just because we've already seen the solicitations, and that's how the leak happened. So we'll find out. That's just my hypothesis. We'll find out soon enough if I'm right or not. But I'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.